Newcastle United is scoring for fun right now, tearing apart Premier League defenses. But look closer at these last two games against Man United and Crystal Palace. You'll see starting over again. Newcastle United is scoring for fun right now, tearing apart Premier League defenses. But look closer at the last two games against Man United and Crystal Palace. You'll start seeing recurring characteristics in their play that is both their greatest strength. Okay, one more time. Newcastle United is scoring for fun right now, tearing apart Premier League defenses. But look closer at these last two games against Man United and Crystal Palace. You'll start seeing recurring characteristics in their play, and you'll start seeing recurring characteristics in Newcastle's play that showcase their strengths. You'll also see their potential biggest weakness. Stick around. Oh, this sounds awful. Let's try this again. Newcastle United is scoring for fun right now, tearing apart Premier League defenses. But look closer at these last two games against Man United and Crystal Palace. You'll start seeing recurring characteristics in their play that showcase their strengths, and you'll also see their biggest weakness. Stick around because we're uncovering the common thread between these victories and the one thing that almost unraveled it all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Newcastle United Digest, where we deliver you tuned content in bite-sized chunks. If you're new to the channel, my name is Adam Snyder, and I have been a Newcastle United supporter for nearly 30 years. I've seen and experienced many highs and lows in my adult life with this team, and I believe we are on the verge of something truly special. Over the past two games, I have noticed three things that make them so dominant and fun to watch, and one thing that could bring all of this momentum to a crashing halt. Want to know what these things are? Stick around and find out. And the first winning trait that I've noticed is high intensity all over the place. Now, one thing I've talked about a lot this season since I started this channel is how much Eddie Howe loves a high press. It's been something that is a characteristic of his ever since he was at Bournemouth, and we've seen it on display this entire time. With a little help from the midfield and the outside backs, this press from the front three is absolutely lethal. But that's not the only thing that Eddie Howe has drilled into this team. There's been an evolution of this high press, and that comes into the recovery side of things. That's busting counters and recovery tackles and being able to take those tackles and transition them back into attack. One great example of this was in the first half where Fabian Schär made a run for about 20-25 yards just to break up a counterattack. And it was a well-timed tackle, and it was out for a throw-in, but allowed everybody to get back and recover. The other one that was even better than this was Sandro Tonali. He chased down Eze, I believe, for about 35 or 40 yards, was able to get a touch on the ball and knock it off of Eze and get a Newcastle throw-in on the same play. These are the things that Eddie Howe loves to see, even if he is in a hospital lid somewhere. And from myself, and I know all of my friends just thinking the same thing, Eddie Howe, if you do see this, get well soon. However, this can be one thing that is overused, and it has caused some issues this season. One example of this is Dan Burn getting a little bit overzealous in the center circle. He has cheated up a few times too many, and one of them really cost us when he went up for an aerial challenge, lost it in the center circle, and it caused Liverpool to score against us at Anfield. The most recent example of this, in my opinion, was Tino Livramento against Man United. On the goal that they scored, Tino got caught trying to bust up a tackle and was burned. And on his recovery run, he chose the wrong person to track, and that led to Man United getting a goal on a quick counter. But as dangerous as this could be, this is not the thing I think will be our potential. The second winning trait for me is our dominant midfield. You have two absolute workhorses in Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali. They're both covering a lot of space. They're both busting tackles. They're both making great passes. They're both creating opportunities, and they're both scoring goals. What else can you ask for from your midfield? Oh, wait, some physicality. That's where Joe Linton comes in. He is great at making some tackles and also being a great transition player in midfield. When this trio is on, it's impossible to stop them, but when they're off, the entire team is off. I've mentioned this a few times on the channel, and I cannot emphasize this enough. If our midfield is not on, the whole team is not on. But when they're on, it's lights out. Good luck for anybody to try and beat this team. And when you have trait number 1, high intensity, working for the entire team, and when you have trait number 2, which is the midfield dominating everything that comes in their path, combine those and you get trait number 3, which is their deadly ability to counter and beat you on the break. It doesn't matter if they choose to go up the left side, up the right side, or up the middle. Doesn't matter where they go. The focal point of attack changes at every single rush. On the left side right now, you have Tino Livramento and Harvey Barnes, who are both stand-ins right now and look like they've been playing together the entire year. On the other side, you have Kieran Trippier and Jacob Murphy. Once again, Kieran Trippier has not been starting for very long this season, and he looks like he's never missed a game. So when you combine those two sides, you don't know where to defend as a defender because you're going to have to defend both sides and try to stop both sides. And then when neither one of those sides work, Bruno and Tonali just shove it right up the middle, find your passing lanes, and in goes Isak for a goal. So where do you defend? Good luck. In addition to all this great movement, you have players that can strike the ball and strike it well with some accuracy and precision. Look at the 2 goals that Tonali and Murphy have scored from the right-hand side. Yes, Tonali said it was like 70% cross, but come on. He's being really, really humble on that one. Jacob Murphy's against Palace. We all know that was on purpose. But look at the shots that Harvey Barnes has scored on over the last few games. Look at the goal that Alexander Isak scored against Crystal Palace. These are not weak shots. These are not lucky shots. Well, maybe Tonali's, maybe Murphy's. But the rest of them, they're well-placed shots with pinpoint accuracy and some pace behind them as well. You combine all of these things and you have the most dominant team that I've seen Newcastle be in a long time. Right now, you can argue that they may even be more dangerous than Liverpool right now. And before I reveal what is the potential weakness, if you're liking this so far, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you get alerted anytime I release a video. And if you are a new subscriber and you're new to the channel, be sure to let us know that you're a new subscriber and we'll give you a shout out in the next video, and we'll also shout you out in the comments as well. So, and without further ado, let's get back into it. Underneath all of these things, you have a weakness. A big weakness. One that could potentially bring everything crashing down, and that is our goalkeeping. Yes, Nick Pope has made some amazing saves since he has come back in for Martin Dubravka. Let's not forget that Carabao Cup save that ensured the win and the penalty save against Palace. And he's also made some great saves in this current 6-game winning streak across all competitions. One of the things I've praised him for up to this point was his ability to punch the ball and punch the ball into safe areas that allow us to regroup or get a throw in or retrieve the ball and run the ball up the field. And I've also praised him for being smart with his sweeper keeper decisions. And I've been praising him for being smart with his ability to command the box during crosses and corner kicks. That is starting to unravel a little bit. I think Pope has gotten a little bit too cocky over the last couple of games. I've seen some regressions in his distribution, both in his kicks and how quickly he distributes the ball. He's gone from being one of those people that can see a good throw and distribute the ball, and see a good opportunity to roll the ball, and get some kicks off with good accuracy. He's shanked a lot of kicks over the last couple of games, and he's starting to hold onto the ball a little bit more to slow things down when we really should be rushing the ball up the field. And then there's also the Mbeumo penalty where he guessed wrong, even though Mbeumo has gone the exact same way on every single one of his last 10 penalties. Why did you do that? And then there's the punch that led to the Palace penalty on Wednesday. I must say right now, there's no way that was a penalty kick. There, the decision was extremely harsh. Pope did get a piece of it, even though it was very slight. And the contact that he made with the Palace player was on his trailing arm, not the arm he was punching with. Now, if he just decks a guy going for the ball, yeah, it's a penalty all day long. But that's not what happened. It really shouldn't have been a penalty. But karma has a fun way of working out sometimes, and that awful, awful penalty take was perfect karmic justice. However, Pope should not have been out there in the first place. This punch occurred near the edge of the 18-yard box, and as the play progressed, the ball got behind Pope, and he had to be bailed out by Dan Burn on the goal line. What is he doing out there in the first place? It seems like this is the game where Pope has reached his limits of confidence in stepping over that line into overconfidence and overstepping his capabilities to be an aggressive goalkeeper and make sound decisions on when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. If this continues, that is something that could really unravel us and could cost us some costly goals down the line. I really hope that this is something that's improved upon and is drilled upon over the next few days going to Villa and over the next few weeks as we end the season, hopefully on the highest of high notes. So what do you think? Is Nick Pope truly the potential downfall to Newcastle's high-flying form right now? Or is he a capable enough keeper to keep this positivity trend rolling? Let us know in the comments. If you want to check out some deeper dives into topics, click here to watch my thoughts on the best European path to Newcastle, and click here to watch a video I made about a bizarre contract situation with one of Newcastle's top stars.